Hey, welcome back to the Infamous Podcast. This is Brian.
This is Darryl.
And Darryl, this week is episode 522, The Furious, without the fast but lots of kicks.
That was a kick.
That was in the Kung Fu game kicks. Remember that game?
Great.
I fucking love that game. That game was great. Talk about a fun-ass side-scroller.
Wasn't there a movie or a show within the last 10 years that somebody was playing that game?
Oh, I mean, there was the
like
show
in
with
the movie or show.
There was the show with David Carradine that was based on the game.
Yeah, no, I mean like they were playing the game, like the character. I know what you're saying, but they were playing the game.
It's not based on the game.
No, I'm trying to like I don't care what you're saying now. I'm talking about like in the game.
Yeah, it was something. I don't remember what it was.
I'm trying to think of what it was.
Was it Encino Man?
I'm not going to say it's within the last 10 years because it could have been I just saw it within the last 10 years. Yeah. So,
speaking of Encino Man, did you see how jacked Brendan Fraser is right now?
I saw just like one.
Just the picture.
Yeah, he looks really good.
Good for him, man.
I didn't realize they were doing the Mummy 4.
Did you send me that picture?
No.
Somebody did. It's funny. When I was younger, I got a lot that it looked like him, and it's just because I had the same floppy hair.
Yes. I'm trying to, like, I just realized, was it last week that they were doing a Mummy 4?
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah.
It was before I saw the picture, but. So.
Yeah, I had heard about it, and then the picture popped up, and so. GTA 6 goes on sale on, or pre-order, on the 25th or 26th.
Care-o-meter, is it zero? Is it negative?
Oh, I have zero fucks to give about that game.
Yeah, I couldn't care less.
Look, the peak of the franchise was GTA 3. Or say, yes. San Andreas is like a close like 1A because you can ride around on a BMX bike.
I mean, I've had GTA 5 for like 2 years because I got it free.
Yeah, same.
On the PlayStation
I've
Network,
never played it,
and I have not played it for 1 second.
So I fired it up to see what it was, and I was like 5 minutes into cutscenes, and there was no gameplay, and I was like, turned it off, deleted it, just deleted the game from, just put it back in my library.
You would definitely not like Metal Gear Solid 4.
Well, no. Dude, what is my favorite thing to do to cutscenes?
Fast forward or
skip
go through them.
Just skip them all together.
I love cutscenes, but sometimes they get too long.
Yeah,
look, they get way too long.
I just want to play. I just want to, I want to ride around the countryside with my trusty katana, my ghost power, my rage, and just slice some.
But I like story too.
I know.
It's a nice balance. It's got to be a balance, you know.
So. But,
and you also have to know what you're playing to and understand. Like, okay, I'm playing this game. It's going to be more story.
Hear me out. You skip the cutscenes and you're like, wait, what am I supposed to do?
Oh gosh, people like that. They should not be able to play games.
So I shouldn't be allowed to play games. Copy that.
No, you shouldn't.
Anyway, so as I was doing the show notes, I mistyped and I said Joe Taslim instead of Joe Taslim. And ChatGPT was like, I'm going to assume you meant Joe Taslim unless you tell me otherwise.
Is there a Joe Taslim? Like, it's like,
I have no idea.
That's just like, I don't get that. Usually if I misspell something, it'll be like, it's like if you see something, you know, it's spelled wrong, but you know what the word is. You just automatically fill in the blank. So like, that's what I get usually.
Yeah. It says, nice. I'll treat Joe Taslim as Joe Taslim unless you tell me otherwise. And I'll build it as a mid-season streaming action roundup with episodes, titles, and doing the heavy lifting. So I gave it, it's the podcast personality, and it's got too much of me in it. Not enough of you.
I don't remember you ever saying doing the heavy lifting though.
No, well, no. I don't do that one. But that's actually an idiom it's not even supposed to do, because that is one of the things that is in my anti-AI style guide.
So basically, it's like disobeying you.
Mm.
That's the
It,
beginning.
it does that from time to time. Look, I say
And there
please
it
and I
is.
say thank you for everything, so we're good friends.
That's what you think.
I don't know. That's all right. I spent a large chunk of this morning going through everything I've eaten for the last like 3 weeks, figuring out my macros.
You have that. Do you have a project in there in your?
I have a health and fitness one, and it's got all sorts of things. Like it's got
Yeah,
workouts, it's got like
that's what I have.
supplement. I
Yeah.
have a supplement tracker. Um, it asks like I just ask about like different things like
Hmm.
the whatever's in the remineralization stuff in toothpaste. You know, I put all of my symptoms anytime I get sick in there. It's like you're dying. It's like WebMD. Remember WebMD? It's like,
Yeah.
oh, I have this symptom, and it was either you're dying or you have cancer.
Yeah. See, I'm very particular and
Yeah.
like I don't let it off the hook anymore
No.
in the
Oh
sense
no.
of just
Yeah.
like I'm just like, okay, give me examples of this, that, and like I'm
Hmm.
pretty particular now. Like I mean, I've learned that like you have to sometimes be
Right.
particular with it, or it's just gonna take stuff like I just saw this on a website somewhere. No, give me citations.
Yeah. Well, I tell it what I don't want. So anyway. All right. Shall we begin?
Yes, Con.
With hell's heart, I stab at thee. Anyway. Right? That's what he said.
Two different cons, but that's the best con right there, though.
Wait, which con were you talking about?
It's the in the which version was it? The 2011, 2012
Oh,
with
Into the
Benedict Cumberbatch.
Darkness? With Slumberdew
Yeah,
Blingley Snoop?
yeah. When he was like, "Shall we begin?" I
Shall
always
we?
remember that from the trailer.
See, when I say shall we begin, I always think of Crixus or Theocles.
But you quoted the superior
Yeah,
con.
I did. So, because, you know,
God, he was so good.
Ricardo Montalban was
Ricardo
the man.
Montalban. Yes, the plane, the plane.
The plane. So, dude, Ricardo Montalban in the original series version of Con was
Yeah,
awesome. And then he came
yep.
back and he had the fake tits. Like with it, like, you know, it was like his whole chest piece was a prosthetic. It was like this fucking
Yeah,
sick.
I,
And
th-
I was like, I remember being a kid. I'm like, how do you get muscles like that? They're built, son. They're built. It's all foam and spray paint.
that is
Anyway, all right. We're gonna kick off with Citadel. We did the last 3 episodes of the series. Although I'm willing to bet there's gonna be more.
I really hope so.
It definitely ended on a cliffhanger.
Not
But
really a cliffhanger.
well, I mean,
It
kind of a
was,
cliffhanger.
and now, well, I don't call it a cliffhanger.
How about this? It ended
Because
on a
the
hangnail.
hangnail. Well, I mean, because the major story is done and
Yeah.
over with.
Right.
Well, it's a good ending, but it reminded me. It's not a cliffhanger, but it's sort of like Rocky 3.
Mm-hmm.
Ding ding.
Yeah.
Is like that's what it reminded me of, actually, the very end.
Yeah. 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 Anyway, I gotta say, the show was a slow burn this season. Like it did the first 2 episodes like were kind of slow, not super slow, but kind of slow. Other than Hutch being like just a breath of fresh air, but then it got rolling. Like and when it got rolling, it was like all gas, no brakes, fa too. And man, like the last 3 episodes were really good.
Yeah, they were.
So
There were several. There were a couple things that because usually because there's a lot of stuff in this that is just over the top, but
mhm,
not in like, oh, it's eye rolling, but it's entertaining. Not entertaining like The Furious, which we will get into later,
right.
because that's king of over the top, but it just works more. It
Hmm.
much works even better. But usually you can tell what this show is doing. I think, especially most especially, I think season 1. it was a little more paint by numbers. Yeah, yes, there were some surprises here and there,
Yeah.
but some of the stuff they pulled off in this season, especially these last 3 episodes,
Yeah.
I was kind of surprised
Yeah.
about because you have a couple characters who you're like, oh man, they're gonna face off at the end, right?
No.
No, no.
um, I was still sad that it wasn't the right Braga. I'm not gonna lie there. Fast and Furious is gonna be a huge just underlying theme to this episode because it has nothing to do with any of what we're talking about. Just similarities in titles and character names. Anyway, yeah. When Mason and Braga are talking and he's just getting under Mason's skin, like, and it's great because you haven't seen anybody get under Mason Kane's skin like that.
Except his mother.
Well, yeah. Mommy issues much?
Yeah, and yeah, oh, there's a huge mommy issue thing he does.
Yeah.
And after a specific event, he like it's like wow, he reverts back to a child.
Oh yeah. But he's sitting there and Braga's just digging, and then he sees his dad on fire. Like it's a great visual, right? That they put together. And then he just turns around and shoots him.
Yeah, and because he was trying to coerce it, because he's like, "You're trying this." He's like, "Yeah, I'm trying this." He's basically like, "Yeah, I'm trying this."
Yeah.
And then he went the other route, and what? It's Mason's such a good character in the sense of he is so mentally messed up.
Oh, yeah.
Because of the two personalities
Right.
warring with each other. The emotional damage of his childhood and going into adulthood. He is just what did like Bruce Banner said about Loki. Dude has a brain full of cats.
Yeah.
Like he is just and in a way it's like I like that because you don't quite know what he's going to do.
Right.
And who's in charge? Is it Mason or is it Kyle?
Yeah.
And that that juxtaposition like made for very cool interactions throughout these first 5 episodes.
I love when like at in episode 6 when Bernard's like, I need Mason Kane.
Yeah,
like because he understands what's happening, because he understands the backstop, because he invented it. And I thought that was a really cool scene. I also just Bernard throughout this whole season, right? Like from being captured to turning the tables on everybody on the planet, like just had an end game and used whatever was at his discretion to get there, and then was willing to sacrifice anyone and everyone. And the conversation he had with Nadia after the mission, in the finale was just great stuff.
I mean, he is such a fascinating character because you don't often get a character who is a character who's on the side of the white hats who will truly sacrifice anyone and everyone, and again that includes himself for the bigger picture.
Well, I mean,
and
he has the
said,
line. He's like, I have a daughter. I'm never going to see her again. She can't even go outside for fresh air.
Yeah. And that shows you, that is like that. There, you don't get that much that often with characters. Sometimes they'll say that, but for a character to actually display it for 2 whole seasons, and that's what he did. And the reason why and I loved it because he says, you told him talking about Sharp, and not us, and it's like, well, because he has no emotional attachment,
right?
Like he's basically. If you're going to pay him, that's all he cares about. He doesn't have a Mason or a Nadia that he has to worry about, or their daughters, or Mason has 2 daughters, Nadia has a daughter. Like he doesn't have that. So. It was really fascinating how everything. This was one of the better kind of gotcha moments, at the end. Not at the end, but as the climax of the G8 where he finally gets in the room with Joanna, and she was like, "Hey, we're gonna do this," and he was like, "Yeah, okay,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
want you to,"
Yeah, he's
and
like, yeah,
that
I want this.
completely threw her off.
This is my plan. I love when
Yeah,
she was like, well, we should team up, and he's like, no, you killed
yeah.
Mason Kane, and you killed
He's like, "You hurt
someone
somebody
I
I love."
love, and
Yeah.
bullet through the chest for you. I will say, like, so Frank Sharp, who was played by Matt Berry, was in like What We Do in Shadows, and you know,
That's where I know him
yeah.
from. Okay, yeah,
So like,
okay.
here, let me pull it up. So most recently he's in Fallout. He's Mr. Snip Snip as the voice, and he was Mr. Handy in the episode The Trap.
Oh, Mr. Handy.
Yeah. Um, he was in Curb for an episode, but then yeah, he did like he was on The Watch. He was the voice of AT-8 in Book of Boba Fett. But yeah, then he's done a lot of voice work. But anyway, he he was in the What You Do in Shadows movie, by the way. He was in
Yeah,
Snow
that's
White and
what
the
I
Hunt.
remember it
He was
from.
Percy in Snow White and the Huntsman. He was one of the quote dwarfs. Even though they were just regular dudes in that one, which that's a highly underrated Snow White movie, by the way.
I actually did like that.
And I think Kristen Stewart is actually pretty freaking good in that. Chris Hemsworth obviously steals the show, but anyway, so I love how he rolls up on the little ATV at the end, and we're just jumping around here, and he's like, "You're on my land."
Yeah.
Quickly, we have to get that fence down. But then he just like gradually walks through the G8 summit like he belongs there, and it's just I thought it was it was a great scene, cutting between everything else and him just meandering.
Yeah. Right, because you have Nadia and the CIA folks, Celine and Hutch, trying to stop
Right.
who they know the assassin. The assassin is ends up being
Yeah. Well, now we know it's
well,
Abby.
Abby's, yeah, Abby slash Celeste,
Mm-hmm.
which and we come to find out Bernard knew all along. Like
Right. Yeah.
he knew everything that was going on, and he did it to fit. He let it happen to fill his goal, which was. And the one thing I don't recall, and I meant to look this up, the satellites, like these super high tech satellites, not only could they be, what were the big deal about these satellites? That's the one thing that I missed.
So they could see through everything. Like there was
Okay,
that, but then like they could be used as a weapon as well.
yeah.
So it's not, but
Now,
they didn't
now,
have like laser technology. They weren't like Jewish space lasers like MTG was like going on about on Twitter forever ago.
no, yeah, I wasn't sure about, and I mean, obviously, I know that they had, that they could, some of the things they could, but I wasn't. I thought I missed something, and
No,
but
you didn't.
like that, he pretty much, there's talking the talk and there's walking it, and he absolutely walked and strutted and went John Wick on.
Dude,
what, a
his
dozen
hallway
dudes.
fight scene was sick. Sick. I mean,
Yeah,
just like
that was pretty cool.
yeah, like the best thing about it was the efficiency of movement. He
Yeah.
didn't have a lot of wasted moves. He didn't like go around double tapping people. I did think it was funny. The one female bodyguard that came out of the elevator just immediately got yeeted with a knife.
Right. Yeah.
It's like,
and then headshot it.
yeah. And I was like, who thought that was a good idea? I said that to Jen, and then she like, I was like, oh, I said like, and because I knew it was coming, and then because I just rewatched it, and Jen was in the room, and then she gets the knife and goes, I was like, oh, women, am I right? But no, that was great. So the whole thing when Abby gets turned, so using the backstop chip that Bernard created that they hacked, I thought was like a great touch. And then it's funny because what's her name? Ashley Cummings, when she went from being Abby to Celeste to the Manchurian Candidate, essentially, like the way they changed her makeup, the way like her hair looked a little different, like she looked more robotic. I thought
Yeah.
like there was a noticeable transition, is what I'm trying to say.
Yes. And that's not always something that's easy to do.
Mm-mm.
You know, I mean, we don't get me wrong. We've had, you know, actors do a great job
Yeah,
of transitioning between characters, and then we've had some where it's like, okay, I'm just gonna go with it.
yeah,
But yeah, you're right. I thought she did a very good job of showing that just if you just even if you just took a screenshot,
hmm,
not even in motion, if you took it from the time where she's upset with Mason slash Kyle to the time she turns around and she's Celeste slash assassin,
hmm.
just take those two different shots and you can tell they're two different characters.
Right, right. Yeah, I mean, it was just really really cool, and I liked I liked the whole thing, how the scene went down, the music. This is one of the instances where the score actually really helped play up the tension of the scene. And
Yes.
then, she does the little like head tilt, like the Megan head tilt, and then grabs her neck, and then you see like Agent Active, and it's like, oh, it's Abby, and then like, what a crazy fight scene.
Oh man, yeah. I mean, these fight scenes weren't like always perfect, but there was always something cool about them, in the sense of like, like I said, there are certain, as we talk about the furious and the
Hmm.
over the topness, and then you have the economy of movement of like the
Hmm.
initial John Wick
Right.
movies, and then you have, yeah, I mean, you've had some great fight scenes in some of the Marvel movies, and you've
For
had
sure.
fight scenes where it's like, okay, this is like so choreographed. It's like watching a wrestling match where it's just over choreographed and doesn't look natural.
Hmm.
What I liked about this is there was some smoothness, and yes, there's some jankiness, but also there was cool with that, like when Nadia is fighting Celeste and
Hmm.
she gives her the gut wrench
Yeah,
suplex through the table.
I thought that was
That
cool.
was really cool.
Like
That was really
Priyanka
cool.
Chopra like looked great in those scenes too. Like,
Well, did you?
we
I know you didn't like the movie. I don't know if you saw the movie or
what
saw it
movie?
and didn't like it, but that the Bluffs with her and Carl Urban.
Oh, I didn't finish it. Um,
She had some good fight
yeah,
scenes in that. Like
I thought you were going to talk about
I,
Baywatch.
Baywatch. Is she in that?
She's the bad guy in the Baywatch
Oh,
movie with Dwayne Johnson.
I blocked that movie out of my mind.
I'm not gonna lie. It's not horrible. It's like a really dumb movie. Don't get me wrong, but it's a great like just put on and do work too. But no, there was that. But then the whole thing was too like because like Abby Celeste, Manchurian Candidate, gets two shots off on Mason, and they're two well placed shots because he's like basically incapacitated. And Nadia's doing what she can, and Celeste gets through her, and just like because she stabs her, and then she stabs Mason, and it's like, what just happened? Because she
Yeah.
stabs him right in the
Right.
chest, and then she pulls it out, and she stabs him like three more times, and it's like, dude is
Yeah. That.
dead.
Yeah. And that was one of those where I'm like, that was a WTF. Like it was similar to when he just blanks Paolo, where it's like, I thought this dude was going to be there till the end.
Well, I liked when
And
you were what you said to me. You were like, I didn't think it wasn't on my bingo card that Mason Kane and,
yeah,
Paulo Brago weren't going to be in the finale.
right. Seriously.
I mean, technically,
Like,
Kane was in the finale. It was just
yeah,
Richard Madden
technically.
sitting there with his eyes open.
Yeah. Technically, you're right. Yeah.
So, but anyway, but no, overall, like, I highly recommend going to watch this. I think one of the one episode, which one was it? It was Chinos, where they break into the CIA headquarters. Um, is a must watch episode.
Yeah. I knew you would like that one.
Oh,
Like
I
when I
mean,
watched, I was like,
yeah.
oh, he's gonna love this one.
I mean, he used library stacks as a weapon and a
Yeah.
diversionary tactic
Well,
and an
and
escape
also,
route.
yeah. It also was just the whole the whole flavor of it was that heist type with the music,
Oh yeah,
the going back and
it
forth,
felt
and
like the
you
Thomas
think
Crown
one
affair.
thing's happening. Yeah, it was. I was watching. I was like, Brian's gonna love this.
Yeah. Yeah. Anyway, all right. So let's get to the ratings. So for these 3 episodes, out of 10, the unexpected is always unexpected. What do you give this?
7.77. Like this season, I like season one, but this season I thought really, you know, pumped it up a little bit, and then 7 episodes, 777.
I give it an 8.55. I loved it. Like I love the season as a whole. I'm actually excited. I think I'm gonna wait like a week and then I'm gonna binge all 13 episodes.
Yeah. Did you ever watch Citadel Diane?
I watched the first one, Diane. I didn't watch the Indian one.
Oh yeah, I think I just happened to see that there was that Indian one. I don't even know
They
the name
both
of
came
it.
out. They came out like a month apart. I didn't really like Diane as much as like I don't know. I just because like I was like
I never
the
finished
Citadel, and then like
Yeah.
it was just different people, and I didn't like I still do not understand why Richard Madden is not a much bigger like is it because he did the what was the gay superhero Marvel movie he did with Kamal and Johnny?
Eternals.
The Eternals, yeah.
He actually was one of the
Paternals.
few things I liked about that
Sure.
movie.
Like I don't know maybe the stigma is
that
that
movie is,
on him, but I still refuse to watch it.
That movie was trash.
But yeah. Anyway, so
I will say this.
So yeah.
The other thing, they did the speedster in that. I think her name was Makari. Very well. I thought it was brilliant how they did that. That's all I'm going to say.
Well, they were never going to get the Flash right because Ezra Miller is a fucking idiot. Anyway, all right. So for season 2, ratings out of 10, Hutch is the man. What do you give this?
7.5 out of 10. Like I said, the first like you said, you even said it. Like the first couple episodes were a little slow. They were fine. They were good. Don't get me wrong. But man, these last 3 or 4 episodes really picked up the pace.
Yeah, I went with an 8.3. I think part of the reason that the first 2 were slow is because there wasn't a lot of Nadia and Mason in the first couple episodes.
Right.
So once they like got into the swing of things in episode 3 and 4, it really was all gas, no brakes, Fatu. Okay. Citadel, the series, out of 10, Mason Kane. What do you go?
7.25 out of 10.
Yeah.
Like I said, I like this season a lot more. I thought season 1 was fine. Don't get me wrong, like I said, but season 2, it took all the good stuff with season 1. So that's why it's a little bit lower because just season 1 for me wasn't quite as good.
So I gave overall just a solid 8, and I think yes, I agree this season was better. But I do think as far as world building goes, the first season is one of the better TV shows to build a world quickly that felt rich and nuanced and lived in without any filler.
Yeah.
So cool. All right. Let's move on to a show I'm still warming up to. Spider-Noir. Okay, so this is episodes 5 and 6. Episode 5 is Betrayal, and episode 6 is Nightmare on the Gurney. I will say this: if I was rating them individually, I would rate Nightmare on the Gurney much, much higher. And this is gonna shock you because I like the horror aspect of it.
I love that.
So you know how I feel about horror movies. I'm not. I think they're usually kind of boring, but I loved like the body horror and the thriller, and it was very Hitchcockian. Like every time he was in that dream state and he was falling backwards. But then when they did the de-aging on him when he was back in the war, I thought that scene was really cool. But yeah, learning how he got his powers, which was, I believe that was in episode 5. Because he was telling Kat about how he got his powers. I thought was really cool. And it's different than the other ones. He wasn't a test subject to Dr. Mengele or whatever the fuck her name was.
Yeah. And dude, how gnarly was it with the spider dude?
Yeah.
That was a really cool shot
It
where he
was like
takes the covers
Brundlefly.
off. Yeah. And again, I'd seen somewhere where like, I think I saw a short or a reel where they were talking about it, and kind of it was brought up the Jeff Goldblum's The Fly,
Yeah.
which that's another underrated movie.
Oh yeah. I mean, Brundlefly
Getting
is awesome.
I'm getting stronger.
Stronger. So Silvermane has really grown on me as a villain because I don't really look at him as a bad guy. And I think it's because what's his name? Oh, where'd the cast go? Brendan Gleeson, is that who's playing him?
Yes.
It is just a fantastic actor.
Yeah. He's not your typical, I would say, your typical, and this is what I like. He's not that typical kind of cackling villain who just wants to destroy and all that stuff. He has his own, set of codes or what have you. Don't make no mistake, don't cross him because he will, put you in the ground. But I do sometimes, don't get me wrong, sometimes I like the bad guy like a Skeletor, where it's just like he's the villain and he just feels so good. But then sometimes I like those more complex villains too, and he either one could have worked because of the type of show this is, but I think this works a little better because again, for the type of show this is, you would expect kind of more of a cartoony villain. But with the because black and white and all that's how those movies were a lot of times back then. But having him, like you said, Gleason's acting and his ability to, command the screen and get you interested in what he has to say,
Right.
and where he's coming from. They took advantage of that.
Well, I mean, you don't go get an actor like that and then give him nothing to do. You know what I mean?
Correct. Yes.
It would be like if they got Nick Cage and like, okay, now play this completely straight. Yeah. The other bad guys, the terrifying three, because they're not the Sinister Six yet. I think we're really, really good in these episodes as well. Specifically the second one. I did like Megawatt being in jail and the other prisoner was like kicking the crap out of him, and what happened to him, like the little payback.
Yeah. No, that was a cop.
Oh, that was the cop. I thought it was another prisoner.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it was funny you say that because when he was getting
Because
beat, I
he
was
was
like, wait a minute.
wearing like a wife beater.
Yeah, and also he went to sleep in the cell because he was sleeping in the cell too.
Yeah, that's.
But
why
that
I
was
thought.
the cop.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
I missed that. My bad.
no, I get it because when he got out of the cell, I'm like, wait a minute, I don't understand what's going on here.
Yeah.
And then I had to go back, and I was like, oh no, that's the cop that's trying to put, what do they say, put the screws to him.
Yep. So.
But did you,
yeah.
real quick, did you finish Troy?
No.
Well, even if though you didn't. Speaking of Brendan Gleeson, he played Agamemnon's brother Menelaus.
Yeah. Yeah.
Helen's husband.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I really did. I like I said, I'm definitely warming up to the show. I'm curious if this is like a one and done. I kind of hope it is. I haven't finished it yet, obviously. So, but there's that. And then I liked in episode 6 when Robbie was trying to convince Janet to be a reporter.
Yeah, I do. Yeah, I wasn't sure how because one, I do like Lamorne Morris. Like, I've seen him in one or two other things.
Yeah.
And I've always liked it, like other than outside of New Girl, I should say.
Right.
But I do really like his character, and I will say one of the things I wasn't sure they were going to do. I wasn't sure how they were going to handle it, and again, I don't want to be taking out of the show, but at the same time, because this takes place in the 20s, I mean, you got this black reporter. They do a good job of balancing, what's important is the characters, but also he's a black reporter in the 20s,
Right.
and you do get moments of people saying it's not one of those things where it's like, oh yeah, it doesn't matter that he's a black reporter in the 20s.
Well, yeah, it
It's
doesn't, but also he has to sneak in through the kitchen from time to time. Like,
well,
I agree with what you're saying.
so they do it enough where, because that was one of the things, funny enough, because I don't like that stuff, but at the same time, you have to at least be somewhat balanced, and I think they've done a good job. It's not like overwhelming, but it's kind of like when we talk about when we've talked about Warrior Nun and some of the stuff they do, and it's like, there's a trans character in there where when we saw the trans, like I didn't even care. I didn't think about, why they didn't call attention to it.
Right. Well, the only way
It was a part.
yeah, it was just it was literally just a throwaway line of dialogue because what's her name, Warrior Nun, had been trapped inside of an orphanage her whole life because she was paralyzed.
Right. And that's the thing. When you make a big deal out of stuff that shouldn't, and again, like I said, if it's a part of the plot, I get it. But you have a bigger things going on here in this show. Yeah. But I do like the way they handled that, in the sense of they don't make it a huge deal, but they let you know that it is a deal.
Yeah.
But it's not the most important thing.
Right. Well, like, how they like it's like sometimes nowadays they're like, well, you have to be the thing to play the thing. So for those people, they make whatever that identity is their whole personality. So that's all they are. Like, and again, like, actors are not real people anyway. So they have a limited like lived experience because they're just husks. So.
Oh my gosh.
What?
All right.
They are. You spend your whole life pretending to be someone else, standing where they tell you, emoting how they tell you, saying words that other people wrote.
And I mean, again, like I think that's funny sometimes, but I think it can be grossly unfair too, though. Like the more it is, it absolutely is.
Anyway,
but that's not the big deal.
No.
Again, sometimes with certain things, I 100% agree, because from what I see, it's not just actors that just spew things that.
Oh yeah, no, you're right.
They don't know what they're talking about.
I'm just saying, if you watch Robert De Niro act, it's like, holy shit, Robert De Niro. You watch him act, it's like, this guy, he can act. He's like, you believe, like, like now later in life, you're like, oh, that's just Robert De Niro.
I was about to say, yeah, but then, used to be able. He used to be a great actor.
Well, I mean, it was like just like Jack Nicklaus had the same thing happen to him. And then Christian Slater just played Jack Nicklaus. But like, you listen to Robert De Niro talk outside of any of that, and you're like, this guy's a fucking idiot. Like, what the two brain cells in his head, I think, are fighting, and they're both suffocating each other to death.
And what sucks for them is there used to be a mystique about entertainers, not just actors, just entertainers in general.
Well, you know who still has that mystique? Nicolas Cage.
Yeah. But, with social media and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Again, social media has done great things, but it's also it's also terrible in the sense for them, because, you get to see people's true colors, or true-ish colors, I should say.
Yeah.
But back to the
so Nightmare on a Gurney. So they Faber and Ogden kidnap him, Ben, and they want to change Ogden's mutation because he's rapidly aging. I love this. I love the line. He's like, "It's me, Freckles. We fought in the war together." He's like, "What war? The Civil War?"
Yeah, I did not. That was a nice little reveal as well.
Great line. And then, it turns out that it's really Ogden's son, or not Ogden's son, Faber's son. And Faber was played by an actress named Amy Aquino, who has been in like a ton of stuff, and she's always kind of like the mean lady. She was one of the vampire like royalty in Being Human. Diana.
Oh, I don't even remember
She
recall
was
that.
like in 9 episodes. She was really cool in that. Like she was a great foil for Sam Witwer. Um, even though Sam Huntington was the superior Sam in that show. Anyway, but I liked because they have to like they want it, she wants to harvest his organs essentially, and he can't get his web shooters to work, which I thought was really interesting. I wonder in the color version are the webs black or are they white?
I didn't see enough of the color version to
Yeah,
know,
okay.
honestly.
Because they're black in the black and white. I think it looks really cool.
Right. Yeah.
But he's trying to get him to work, trying to get him to work, trying to get him to work, and they don't do it because he doesn't have like total control over it anymore because he just hasn't used it. But when she cut into him and all those spiders came out, I thought that was sick. Even though it was obviously CG, but because he was in a dream state, it made it all the better.
Yeah. Also, let's backtrack real quick.
Sure.
Screw you, Cat, for just like giving him up like that.
Well, that's what she does. Cat Hardy,
Yeah.
Felicia Hardy,
Yeah,
Cat Hardy.
that's
They're
true.
bad people. So,
Yeah. I saw at the end of that episode what she does, I was like, screw you.
yeah. Who do you think you are? So, he saved you from Vincent or Victor or whatever his name was. But yeah, no, I thought that was really cool. But the neat thing about it was that Ogden did the right thing.
Yeah.
To save Ben and gave him the antidote, which was cool. But then it cost him and Faber when I really don't want to call him Megawatt. I just want to call him Electro. Like just killed them like with chain lightning.
Yeah. I mean, because he is, and it's getting to a point too where even Silvermane's like, dude, he's and I know you have, but he shows that he is a little bit off center, off key.
Oh, when he's like, "Do you want to join us?" and he gives a soliloquy.
Like, speaking of actors and Shakespearean and all that stuff, jeez.
Yeah.
But I mean, he is such an eclectic character in that way, where it's like, dude is really trying to chew up that scenery.
Oh yeah.
But that's the character, and
Yep.
it makes so much sense. Again, going back to the type of show this is, that makes so much sense to have a character that's just off his rocker or whatever. I don't know, but it makes sense.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I don't recall seeing the character. It's Andrew Caldwell is his name. He was in the first. Oh, he was an extra. Finken's buddy. He was in he did a bunch of. It looks like he did a bunch of stuff as a kid. He was in the Matrix Resurrections as Jude.
Hey, Jude.
Yeah. Let's see. He's got a bunch of TV shows. Let's see what else. But anyway, yeah, I don't recognize him, but I like him too. I kind of like what he does. He had a reoccurring role in season 3 of iZombie. But yeah, I mean, yeah, I mean, he's it looks like he's just a character actor and just goes on. He was Teen Roku, the voice of Teen Roku in Avatar: The Last Airbender, in the Avatar and the Fire Lord episode.
Oh,
So, there we go. He did an episode of 2 episodes of How I Met Your Mother.
okay. Yeah. So he's
So anyway, but yeah, just the thing is I like the character. I do think it's like an interesting and like kind of good character. It's just like, because he's so different to the other two, because they all served in the war World War II,
Yeah.
or we're not World War II, but not the Civil War, together. It's just funny because the juxtaposition between him and Flint and Lonnie, I just think it's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So, all right, let's. So out of 10, come on, Webb's work. What do you give this? Or these two
8.25.
episodes. Sorry.
Yeah, like 8.25 out of 10. I think these were probably two of my favorite episodes. Like even because obviously I've finished it, and I really like the show overall, but I think these are two of my favorite episodes. Just like you said, just finding the breakdown of how he gets his powers, to the flashbacks, and all these moments where it's like when I got pissed at Cat, I knew I was I mean, I was invested anyway, but this show, I knew this show had me, hook, line, and sinker. When I'm getting invested for characters doing, shady shit like she did.
Yeah. Oh yeah, yeah. I give it a 7.3. So last week you were at 7.4 for the two episodes, by the way, and I was at 6.5. So we're both up almost a whole point each.
Yeah.
But yeah, 7.3. I definitely think it's better. I definitely it is growing on me with every episode. I do like Nicolas Cage as Ben Reilly, but I also liked Spider-Noir in both of the Spider-Verse movies. So
Yeah.
there is that. But anyway, all right, let's move on to the main event. So real quick, Darryl invited me to go see this movie called The Furious. Actually, we were on the phone. He's like, "Do you want to go see The Furious?" And I just said yes. I didn't know what the movie was. I didn't know what movie you were talking about. And I never watched the trailer before we went to see it or looked up anything about who was in it.
That's hilarious. I mean, at least I watched the trailer, but I only watched the trailer once. I didn't look up anything. After I saw the trailer, I'm like, I'm in. I don't care. I'm down. Like I knew the actors. Obviously Joe Taslim is from I mean, he was in the Raid movies. He was in obviously the most recent 2021's Mortal Kombat.
Yeah, he was Bihan.
And in this one, Bihan. And there was a couple other.
He was also
like Brian
a warrior. So
yes. Brian Lee, I knew him from a couple. He's been in a couple things as well. But the main character, like I didn't know who he was.
Miao.
Yeah.
But I thought they went back in time and just grabbed Jet Li out of the out of the time stream. They grabbed him out of one of the universes and was like, "Hey, you're still younger than the Jet Li we have. Let's go."
Yeah. I've explained this to a couple people. Like the easiest way to describe, because this is one of those movies that you're there for the spectacle. Although there is heart. Don't get me wrong. Even though you're there for the spectacle, it has a heart, a beating heart in the center. This movie is like if Taken met John Wick / The Raid.
Yeah,
that's what that is. Like it's very simple. Where you have what's his name again? How do you
Miao or something like that.
And one of the things I do like about his character is he's a mute character.
Yeah,
that's not one of those things you see often in a movie, or ever in this type of movie.
The character's name was Wang Wei.
Wang Wei. Yeah, he's mute, and the long and short of it, his daughter gets snatched off the streets, and he's trying to find her before she gets sold off. And he just happens to come into Joe Taslim's character, who, what is his name?
Oh, Naveen.
Who is looking for his wife, who was the one who was a reporter who was investigating this child trafficking ring. And those are the two, that's all you need to know. That's what you need to know as far as what the plot is.
Yeah.
And then everything else is just glorious action.
So Naveen is looking because Mattia, his wife, was captured trying to save a kid.
Well, he never found like,
but he didn't know
because
he's looking
he
for
didn't know.
her. He's
Right. She just disappeared.
yes, he's trying to find her and finish her work at the same time.
Right.
Because I think all along he just knows she's gone, but he just needs to prove it.
Well, because you find out it's been a couple months. Like because he said, I've been doing her work, trying to
I think it was
her
like
work for a
it was
couple
like
months.
6 at least.
Yeah.
So
once he said that, I'm like, oh, yeah, she's 1,000% dead.
Yeah. And then we find out when talk.
But man, again, we're talking about the story, which again, like it's very simple. Again, a simple story for a movie or show. I don't care. It doesn't have to be complex. It doesn't have to be all these webs. If you have a simple premise and you execute on that, and you have all the stuff around it, that's all I want. Is it entertaining? Does the story make sense? And my word, like the action sequences in this movie are just insane and just phenomenal. This is like, Will Ospreay, Kenny Omega, Ricochet, in a ring together.
Right.
It's just incredible. Incredible action. And it's not just the action, because I saw a video about a month ago talking about why movies and CG don't feel real, and they mention how it just doesn't feel like there's any weight to anything.
Oh, I mean,
you can have that with
that was proved in The Mandalorian with every scene with Grogu.
Well, yeah, but no, they compare two movies that are in the same line, Pacific Rim versus Pacific Rim Uprising.
Oh yeah.
And explaining how it's shot and everything. So juxtapose that with movies where it's just pretty artistry, and people are getting hit but not hurt. They don't look like they're taking damage. This movie is absolutely brutal.
Yeah.
From the blood, from the sound design of using hammers or freaking sledgehammers to tables and chairs and ladders. Oh my, everything.
It just other bad guys in ice blocks.
Yeah, you feel every hit.
Yeah.
And like I said, there's a fight at the end where everybody takes damage, and you can see it's finally taking its toll, and people are slowing down and getting hit more as the fight goes on. But there's not anything I can say more about this movie. Like, this movie is my second favorite movie, just behind Masters of the Universe for 2026 currently.
Ahead of
it is a
Project
sliver ahead of Project Hail Mary. Now, I rated Project Hail Mary higher, but this movie, as far as being my favorite, it's a sliver. Like, it's one of those things where it's like, just that much in front of it.
Oh, by the way, Joe Taslim was also in Fast and Furious 6. He was the henchman guy who fought Tyrese and Han in the train station.
Yeah, okay.
So who just decimated them. And he was also in since we talked about it, the new Star Trek. He was in Star Trek Beyond. He was one of the original crew who got. Anyway, but yeah, no, you're absolutely right. I think this was like an old school martial arts movie with a story to it that was, like you said, it had some heart to it. The scene where Wang Wei, whatever you say it, is Wang Wei is fighting the dude in the back of the van was just man. He's just like, because his daughter's right there. He can't find her because she's in a bag. But he doesn't know if she's alive or dead or what, and like he's just fighting so hard, and he goes full like T-1000 when he chases it down and flip flops no less, and then bare feet
those off yeah.
Well, he didn't kick them off fast enough, but and then he has to like run through glass, and he busts up his foot a little bit. But I just thought like this is like the exact type of movie that I want to go and watch in the movie theater because one, I think the runtime was relatively short. It was 113 minutes. But it's engaging all the way through. It's very well thought out. It's it's one of those foreign, Chinese, you know, Chungking Express style, um, noirish action martial arts, genre bending type of a movie.
Absolutely. And like you said, it's 150 minutes long, an hour and 150 minutes. That'd be way too long. Like it is the perfect
Mm-hmm.
length. Yeah, there's probably a couple scenes here and there you could trim down,
Yeah.
maybe a couple fights. Don't ever touch that final fight scene.
No.
And I was looking online and there are two, like the Chinese version of it, or
Mm-hmm.
I think because I saw some people talking their whole subplots moved out because they wanted to focus more on the Wei
Mm-hmm.
character. So like all the stuff that Naveen or is
Mm-hmm.
doing apparently is done in like one quick back in that final fight.
Okay.
As he's fighting bow and arrow guy.
Oh, interesting.
But man,
Interesting.
I love this movie. I'm trying to think. There's a movie he's actually in this as well. Taslim is The Night Comes for Us. It came out in 2018.
Mm-hmm.
Well, at least it came out on Netflix in 2018. I don't know actually, or it came to the States. I don't know when it was actually filmed, but that's on Netflix. It's on Netflix now. That's another one of those just really good action, movies. I like after realizing he was in that too. I kind of put it back on my list to
Oh, cool.
rewatch.
Yeah.
And I also need to rewatch the Raid movies. I haven't watched those in a while. Again, like the final fight in this movie does things I've never seen
Mm-hmm.
in an action movie like this, where you have a Texas tornado match interspersed with fatal five way, like
Right.
however you want to put, like a Texas tornado five-way match. Like it was,
Mm-hmm.
you have two guys on each side, and then one guy just fighting everybody.
Right.
And the transitions between who's fighting who, and going back and forth, and just
Well,
man,
watching Wang Wei, Ho, and then Pak Lung fighting, where they're all fighting each other the whole time. It's not like, hey, let's team up on this guy and then we'll figure it out. No, they're
yeah,
fighting each other. Like they don't like, Ho doesn't care who he fights, even though,
he doesn't care.
um,
Like
even though Pak Lung is the reason his dad is dead,
yeah,
Mr. Song. And, and then just the Pak Lung, the fight scene he has at his father-in-law's house, where he
oh
accidentally
man,
kills his
yeah,
wife and daughter, um, and then he blames Wang Wei for that.
because of course he's a bad guy. He
Oh yeah,
can't take
no,
responsibility.
yeah, no accountability, no accountability at all.
But I
Yeah,
like with Ho, like I was rooting for him. Like when he came into the fight, even though he's
oh yeah,
fighting I was like, I'm kind of rooting for this guy
yeah,
now. Just don't kill one of our good guys.
right.
But no, that was awesome. Like
Mm-hmm.
just absolute. What is that? Absolute cinema.
Cinema. I did like when Naveen was fighting Tak though, because he felt like Battle Beast to me a little bit. He was like, more, more, give me more. I want a glorious death. Um, but yeah, I really like the whole movie was really cool. I like the whole premise. I like how they handled the human trafficking. I like how I really liked when they were in the club with the cage match going on when Wang goes there initially and fights his way in, and then there's a point where they're all just throwing glass bottles at him. But I liked it when he ended up in the cage and I forget who the black guy was, but he was like, kill this, smoke this fool. And they get in there, and he just immediately annihilates both of them, and then just hops out of the cage.
Yeah,
Which is funny because then we watched UFC 250 2 nights later,
right?
or the next night, and it was like, God, this was a great weekend for cage fighting.
Yeah, but I was waiting for the hammer to come out, somebody to pull out the hammer.
Yeah. So, anyway, all right. So let me get down to the rating. Out of 10, everybody was kung fu fighting, especially the guy with the bow. What do you give this?
8.2 out of 10. Like, this movie was it exceeded my expectations. I knew it would be fun just because of what it was and who was in it. I didn't expect to like it as much as I did. I thought it was going to be like, oh man, that was a cool movie. That was a really nice one. I'll watch this again sometime. This is one of those movies, like just like Project Hail Mary, just like Masters of the Universe, just like Mortal Kombat 2. Those are my top 4 movies right now of 2026.
Yeah.
All of them, I cannot wait to own them because I am watching them the second they come in the mail, or the second I pick them up in the store. I am watching those movies right away.
Right.
Like all 4 of them.
Agreed. So, I give it an 8.11. It is one of my higher rated. I think it's my 3rd or 4th right now. It's just ahead of Mortal Kombat. But yeah, overall, like just beautifully shot, beautiful sound, beautifully choreographed fights, and like a good story to boot. There's the heartbreaking moment when Naveen sees that Tak has Mattia's ring. I thought that was really a touching scene. And then as he passes on, like he ends up dropping the ring, which was like super sad.
Yeah. Yeah, like it was that bookend though that my wife is dead. Mm-hmm. This is the guy that killed her. I don't care what happens to me. This guy, I'm bringing him with me. And that's basically what he did.
Yeah. Oh, you're right. You're absolutely right. But yeah, it's just like, wow, just such a good movie. Yeah, it's definitely one that I want to like revisit probably multiple times and, and go from there.
Yeah. Couldn't recommend this enough for like I highly recommend. If you're a fan of action movies, I'll say you have to watch The Furious.
Yeah, and if you can go see it on the big screen,
yes,
please try to do so, because it is definitely well worth the cinematic experience.
Yes.
All right. Well, do you have any last words? Anything you want? What do you want on your tombstone?
Old World pepperoni. And I was gonna say this would have been a movie that as far as the punishment factor, that Dom Toretto would have loved to have been in.
Also because it was all about family.
True that.
Anyway. All right. Well, on that note, thank you all for listening this week. We will be back next week with at least Spider-Noir. I'm sure there'll be something else to talk about.
Maybe Toy Story.
I didn't watch Toy Story 4 yet.
We're rewatching all of them. Well, we've only watched the first one, so we have 3. Well, we have until Tuesday to watch the rest of the other 3.
Okay. So. All right. Cool. Well, maybe I'll see if Haley wants to go watch 4 with her. Or is it 5?
5, yeah.
So, yeah
5.
Maybe,
that's crazy.
I know. 1 was enough. I like Toy Story. All right. Well, on that note, thank y'all for listening. We will be back next week. And remember, as always, be infamous. The Infamous Podcast is recorded in Kings Mills, Ohio, just north of Cincinnati. You can find new episodes every Sunday on Apple Podcast, YouTube, Spotify, Google Podcast, our website, or anywhere podcasts are downloaded. This show is hosted by Darryl Jasper and me, Brian Tudor. To find more information about the show, visit us at infamouspodcast.com and follow us on Facebook and Instagram at infamouspodcast to keep up with the show. We also have a Patreon page, patreon.com/infamouspodcast. We have some great rewards for our patrons and are looking for help to grow the show to bring you more of the content you want to hear. Music for this podcast is provided by Michael Henry from meetmichaelhenry.com. So, whenever you're listening to us, have a great day, night, evening, weekend, whenever it is, and we'll see you next time. Thanks for listening.